Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2024. Wish you all the best in this coming year. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're starting off the day, well, I guess the day's ending. I hope that you started off the day without headaches and hungover and all that sort of stuff. I did not because I didn't really do much yesterday. We just kind of hung out here. Actually, I did a lot here. I got new tools set up. I have the new air compressor set up. I did that on Saturday. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It's super quiet. Like, you can talk in a normal tone over. It's really quiet, and I'm in love with it. I also got the new miter saw in place on Saturday. I had to extend my miter saw bench by 4 inches to fit it in there, and which meant that the old shroud didn't fit. I have to build a new shroud, but I'm gonna get dust collection set up now that I've had a vacuum I bought years ago for the intention of using with the miter saw, but it's set because I didn't have the money to buy vacuum switches, and like I was poor. So now that I can afford a little bit, I'm putting some money into the shop to make it a space that I don't feel frustrated using. So I'm going to buy a new shop vac that's just dedicated to the miter saw, hook up dust collection, and then I'll build a shroud to kind of fit all of that. So I got that all set up. And then yesterday, so I've got this project that I'm going to start working on here very, very soon. I need to get the wood figured out for it, and get it planed down, get it ready to go. I've built a prototype. It's for a friend. It's a gift for a friend, which I don't want to announce here or anything. It's one of those things I'll show you afterwards, after I give it to him, because I think it'll be a pretty neat thing. But we'll see. And so as part of that gift, one, I've been searching for the correct hardware for it, but two, I've wanted to do box joints. It's going to be a small box-like object, not dissimilar to this, but a little bigger. And I've had a box joint blade set for years and years and years, and I've never used it for that. I've used it for cutting grooves. It's perfect for cutting 1/4-inch grooves. I've used it for that. I've used it for cutting wider, like dado style grooves without having a full dado stack. I love it for the grooves, but what it's intended for is cutting box joints. So yesterday, I came downstairs and I built a proper, sturdy as hell box joint jig so that I can make finger joints or box joints. If you don't know what that is, they're basically joints where you cut little fingers and those fingers interlace. They're very, very strong because if you take wood like this and just glue it this way, there's not a lot of glue surface there, not a lot of joint strength. The glue is stronger than the wood, so having these fingers interlaced means that all of that surface area gets covered in glue. Makes a very strong joint. So I made a little box out of some crappy plywood. This is going to not necessarily shred itself, but I'm going to end up sanding off all this veneer when I go to clean up all this glue squeeze out. But this was just a test. Make sure everything's set up correctly. This was my first test. I got it dialed in perfect first try. This I made after the jig was set up, and it worked out perfect. So I'll be able to start building his project soon. So that was yesterday. I did all of that, or I did that. Got new tools hanging up. I built in a couple new tool holders, that sort of stuff. So I had a good day. Today's been a good day. Malia and I have been cleaning. We purge frequently. Like when we decide that there's not enough room for our stuff, we start purging stuff. So she started to clean up down here in the basement area. There's a whole bunch of stuff that just needs to go. So we're gonna do some donation runs. Lots of trash. So we did that this morning. I've been reading. I read a couple of books this weekend. Novellas. They're not full-length books. I'm reading another novella right now. And today, January 1st, 2024, I do not have a resolution. I do not make resolutions, but I have a goal of This year I will write a book and I will publish said book. I will probably self-publish on Amazon. I have the pre-writing is pretty far along, and today I will start in earnest writing and keeping track of my word count each day until it's done. I don't yet know if it's going to be like a full novel-length book or if it's going to be like a novella, but it's going to be a book. It's fiction about a character, sort of urban fantasy horror kind of thing. And it's going to be the tropiest trope romp of standard, you know, storytelling that you've ever read. But that's the point. The point for me is to write a book, steal if I have to, just completely lift a story, completely lift pieces of stories and combine it all together. But the point of it is to finish it. And I want to know what it's like to self-publish. I want to know what the process of laying the book out, of hiring an editor, finding an editor, hiring an editor that I can afford to hire for a small project that won't sell, designing a cover, doing the book layout, print layouts, all that sort of stuff. I want to go through that process. I'm curious about it, and I think the only way to do it is to do it. So I'm going to do it. And so that's not a resolution. That's just it's a 2024 project. It could take me 2 months. It could take me the whole year. I don't know. Not setting time limits. I'm not saying that by whatever. I'm just saying that in 2024 this year, my goal is write a book, start to finish, see what happens, edit it, revise it, send it to an editor, do all that, do all the layouts, all that sort of stuff. That's my goal. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been enjoying doing the little bit of writing on my website, and I'll continue doing that as well. Of course, enjoy this. I'll continue to do this. And I think those are going to be my main focal projects other than house stuff. I still need to build end tables, need to build a new kitchen island. This project, I have a couple of months to finish this, so this isn't super urgent. What is super urgent is this disaster that you cannot see, and I'm not going to show you, is horrific and needs cleaned up. We have, I live in an area where the trash runs weekly, but there's like a limit. I can't just put the entire house out there. Right? And so it's going to take a few weeks to get everything out that needs to go out. But, this is episode 2006, and so to give you a highlight, my 2006, I went and looked at my old resume, and what I discovered was I left the parts job in 2005, and so, like early 2000, like May, I think, or March. So I was only in that parts role for like a year or two, a year and a half or something like that. Which makes sense because I remember being like, I hated it. It was so stressful because of the parts manager that was trying to undermine me and get me fired. I didn't stay that long. And so in 2006, or 2005 actually, I left there and went to a different dealership. So by 2006, I was a mechanic. I was a technician. I went to a new dealership here locally, a little closer to home. My previous drive was a half an hour. This drive was 10 minutes. And I started working there as a service advisor, so I went back to the service advising, and then they cut our pay, and I was like, dude, I can make more money as a mechanic than I can, like, why? And then we needed mechanics. Like, everybody desperately needs mechanics. That's still a thing around here. So I said, I know how to work on cars. I'll be a mechanic. And I did. I went and got some tools, and I started turning wrenches. I skipped the lube tech. I skipped all that stuff and just jumped right in. And I ended up turning wrenches for a little over 3 years. Almost 4 years. Yeah. Yeah. No, 3 years. A little over 3 years. Or maybe a little less than 3 years. In that time, though, I became a master certified Chrysler technician. I was very good at it. I was very good at fixing cars. I was not good at fixing cars in a timely manner, and that sucks. There's videos on the channel of me talking about how flat rate works. It did not work for me. I wanted to do things correctly, and doing things correctly takes time, and when you're getting paid like by the job, not by your hours, those aren't compatible. So by 2006, I was a mechanic. by the end of 2006. Other than that, nothing like that year. Like most years, I was already settled. I had a life. I had a family and a house. Like it was just kind of monotony for a long time. I did. I don't know when I got my Jeep, but it was sometime around 2006 or 2007. I got my Jeep. It was a 94 YJ, I think. 93, 94 YJ. I got it for like $2,000 or something. Stupid Jeep. It was perfect. A dude drove it from California to here and then traded it in. So it was completely rust free, which is bizarre in this area. It was a 4-cylinder 5-speed Jeep. I paid like, I think it was less than, I think it was like 1,500 or something like that. And I think that was in 2006 is when I got that car. And I loved that thing until years later when I started driving every day for work all over the state. It got like 16 miles to the gallon. You know, I put tires on. I started doing Jeep clubbing. I went and did off road stuff. I think that was in 2007 or 8. But I had a Jeep. So yeah. Okay. Hopefully you had a great New Year's. I'm gonna go finish having mine. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know sounds smart is tempestuous. It is an adjective meaning tumultuous and turbulent as a personality. Claire's tempestuous personality is most likely linked to the fact that her father is married and remarried an excessive amount. Tempestuous. Tempestuous. Would that like be moody, I think? Like you like flipping, or is that just meaning you're just aggressive all the time?